in the high-stakes chess match of global technology, being placed on America's trade blacklist, it's supposed to be checkmate.
Right. It's a move designed to cripple a company, basically.
Exactly. Cut it off at the knees by denying it the crucial American technology it needs to survive.
Yeah, the chips, the software, the whole package.
So when Washington added a Beijing-based chip maker named Cambricon to that list, a couple of years ago, the expected outcome was clear. The company would struggle, its ambitions stunted, and, well, it would likely fade into obscurity.
That's the playbook, definitely.
But a financial report just landed, and the numbers. Wow. They don't just defy that expectation, they shatter it into 1 million pieces.
So shatter it is right.
Far from withering away, Cambricon's revenue didn't just grow, it exploded, surging by an almost unbelievable 4,348%.
4,000%. That's staggering.
And its stock. It's become the star of an AI-driven market frenzy, multiplying 10 times over.
Tenfold. Wow.
It's a result that seems to fly in the face of geopolitical logic itself.
Yeah.
This wasn't supposed to happen.
No, it really wasn't.
So how exactly does a company that was meant to be neutralized suddenly find itself, right at the heart of a national AI gold rush?
What's truly remarkable here is how an action intended to constrain, to put a hard stop on progress, actually became this powerful, unexpected catalyst.
Catalyst, that's a great way to put it.
We're witnessing a compelling case study where external pressure, rather than stifling, appears to have significantly accelerated internal development.
So it turned a vulnerability.
Exactly. Turn what was perceived as a vulnerability into, well, a strategic advantage for China's broader AI ambitions.
Yeah.
It really forces us to reevaluate the impact of these geopolitical moves.
That's a fascinating reframe. Because when you hear trade blacklist, you usually envision an economic setback, right? A company struggling to stay afloat.
Absolutely. Damage control mode.
But with Cambricon, it seems to have ignited something entirely different, something far more dynamic. And the way the U.S. export controls have escalated, especially targeting those advanced semiconductors, that's clearly played a strategic role, hasn't it? Accelerating China's own AI chip development.
Oh, definitely. It's strategically accelerating it. This isn't just about one company finding a loophole.
No.
It's about fostering the rapid growth of domestic champions like Cambricon, making their development a critical national priority.
So what does this entire situation, this incredible turnaround, really mean for China's broader AI strategy, especially those long-term goals?
Well, if we zoom out a bit, we see that China's ambition to be a global AI leader by 2030, that isn't some recent reaction to these pressures.
Right, it predates this heavily.
Exactly. It's a deeply ingrained national imperative for self-sufficiency. This vision was explicitly articulated way back in the 2017 State Council AI Plan.
That laid out the roadmap.
Yes, a clear roadmap for AI as a transformative tool, economic, technological, geopolitical, aiming for world-class AI capabilities across the board.
And Made in China 2025 fit into this too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That initiative identified advanced computing and AI as core strategic industries where China aimed for domestic dominance. Now, the U.S. export controls, they started tightening around 2018, then got significantly reinforced by the GPS and Science Act in 2022.
Yeah, the GPS Act, big move.
And they were designed with a very specific intent to cripple China's ability to produce high-end chips, deny access to crucial American tech IP equipment.
The GPS Act itself, that's mainly about boosting U.S. manufacturing.
Primarily, yes, boosting domestic semiconductor manufacturing and research in the U.S. But by extension, it really intensifies the pressure on China's access, limiting what U.S. firms can sell them.
Okay.
However, this relentless pressure, quite remarkably, it created what you could call a strategic pivot towards self-sufficiency.
So instead of buckling, they pivoted.
Right. It didn't just cause concern, it galvanized this state-backed, unified effort to fundamentally reshape their entire AI supply chains from the ground up.
And the leadership views this as critical.
President Xi Jinping, China's leadership generally, they've consistently said that being at the forefront of AI is absolutely critical for future global power, military, and economic.
Good, more than just business.
How much more? Reducing dependence on imports isn't just an economic goal, it's a paramount national security imperative. The feeling is control over foundational tech like AI chips. That's non-negotiable for their future autonomy and strategic standing.
That reframes it perfectly. a national security imperative. But it's not solely about these top-down policies, these grand national plans, is it? There's this human element, this shift in mindset on the ground.
That's crucial, too.
I find it incredibly compelling. I read about an experience that really captures this, focusing on a senior engineer, someone at a company like Cambricon. Let's call him Li Wei, maybe late 40s.
Okay.
For 2 decades, his whole professional life was about mastering foreign software, meticulously integrating American, European components. He was part of that generation.
Learning from the West, catching up.
Exactly. Then, bam, the new, harsher export controls hit. When the news broke, the initial mood in his department, palpable anxiety, real fear their projects would be crippled, timelines shattered.
Understandable.
But something remarkable happened. That anxiety didn't lead to despair. It morphed pretty quickly into this defiant sort of energy.
Interesting.
His team started working with an intensity he hadn't seen in years. The restrictions, these abstract headlines, suddenly became personal. A concrete wall they had to engineer their way around.
Like a direct challenge.
Totally. It was like someone said, you can't do this, and their gut reaction was, oh yes, we absolutely can, and we will.
That's powerful motivation.
For Li Wei, every successful test of a new domestically designed chip, every benchmark they met without foreign tech, it felt like a small act of rebellion, a quiet victory.
Wow.
So Cambricon's recent surge, it wasn't just a number on a report to him, it was vindication. Validation of countless sleepless nights of a national mission he was now part of. He was apparently overheard telling a junior colleague, they can choose not to sell to us, but they cannot stop us from learning to build it ourselves. In fact, they've just made us learn faster.
That quote says it all, doesn't it?
It really reframes it. Not victimization under sanctions, but catalyzed innovation. These controls, meant to hinder, inadvertently created this shared purpose, this nationalistic quest. Engineers feeling like soldiers on a tech front line.
It's an astute observation, how policy actions can have these profound, often unintended consequences on human motivation, on collective will.
Yeah.
Li Wei's story illustrates beautifully how the controls, rather than stifling, seem to have galvanized this powerful sense of purpose in China's tech community.
That emotional investment.
Exactly. That emotional and professional investment is accelerating their indigenous development goals significantly, way beyond what just economic incentives might achieve. It's a lesson in complex dynamics, geopolitical pressure meeting national resolve. The psychological impact is just as crucial as the economic one.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Moving from that human element to the tangible results. This company, Cambricon, blacklisted, facing what should have been huge obstacles.
Insurmountable, you'd think.
Yet their latest financial report, explosive, almost unbelievable growth. Let's dig into these numbers and what they mean for its tech advancements. Especially, how Cambricon's AI training software platform is shaping up against NVIDIA's CUDA.
Right, the software rivalry is key.
And how it's integrating with those big Chinese language models.
Okay, the financial surge. It is, without exaggeration, stunning. Cambricon's revenue surged, get this, 4,348% year-on-year.
4,348%.
Reaching 2.88 billion yuan, which is about US $403.8 million just in the first half of 2025.
A record high for them since listing, right?
A record high. And even more impressively, it's a complete reversal. From a net loss of 533 million yuan in H1 2024 to a profit of 1.04 billion yuan in H1 2025. Just imagine that turnaround in 1 year.
Incredible. And the market noticed.
Oh, absolutely. This performance resonated strongly. Cambricon became something of a stock market darling. Its stock nearly tripled over the past 2 years.
And recently?
Doubled, just in the past month.
Wow. Driven by AI hype.
Largely fueled by an AI-driven market frenzy, yeah. Especially after the announcement of DeepSeek's V3.1 model.
DeepSeek, the Chinese AI research company.
Right. Their announcement hinted at compatibility with homegrown chips. That sent a powerful signal to the market. Domestic hardware isn't just viable, it's gaining real traction.
So Cambricon itself, what do they attribute this to?
They talk about continued market expansion and active support for the implementation of AI applications, which clearly points to a vibrant domestic ecosystem actively seeking and using its solutions, not just being forced to.
Those numbers are phenomenal, a testament to what we've been discussing. But it's not just the money, is it? It's what they're actually building. The tech's driving this.
Precisely, the underlying capabilities.
On the hardware side, Cambricon has made big strides. Chips for both AI training and inference. Those two main types of AI computation.
Training the model and then using the model.
Exactly. Their Xeon 590 chip is getting a lot of attention for AI training. Analysts project its performance could hit roughly 80% of NVIDIA's A100.
The A100 being the gold standard.
Right. The powerful NVIDIA GPU for AI and high-performance computing.
Huh.
Getting to 80% of that performance with a domestic chip, that's a huge statement.
It really is. It suggests for many demanding AI training jobs, the Xeon 590 is a competitive alternative, especially domestically.
And beyond training, for inference.
For AI inference and data center acceleration, they have the MLU270X series intelligent processing card. This card uses their C1 270 ASIC.
ASIC, application-specific integrated circuit, custom design.
Exactly, custom designed for AI tasks. And what's really impressive is its high energy efficiency. In data centers, power consumption is massive. Efficiency is just as critical as raw speed.
Makes sense.
They've also introduced a brand new Cambricon MLUV02 architecture. It's based on something called Network on Chip, or NOC.
Okay, NOC.
Yeah.
Like a highway system on the chip.
That's a good analogy. Instead of regular data buses getting jammed, NOC is like a highly optimized multi-lane highway directly on the chip. Different parts communicate much faster, more efficiently.
And this MLUV02 architecture uses that.
Yes, specifically engineered to ensure the parallel efficiency of 16 NPIA clusters within that Xeon 270 ASIC.
NPU neural processing unit. Specialized AI brains, so 16 clusters working together.
Right, 16 highly efficient, dedicated AI processing units, all communicating seamlessly via this advanced on-chip network.
And it's versatile. Supports different AI accuracies.
Very versatile. Supports a wide range, INT16, INT8, INT4, FP32, FP16. Think of these as different levels of precision.
FP32 is high precision, like many decimal places.
Exactly. Great for scientific computing. FP16 is half precision, then INT8, INT4. They're like using simpler scales, whole numbers, or rough estimates.
Less precise, but faster and less power hungry.
Precisely. For many AI inference tasks, like recognizing an image, you don't always need super high precision. Using lower precision, like INT8 or INT4, means the chip calculates much faster and uses less power, handling smaller data chunks.
And the performance gains.
Significant. Up to 4 times faster speeds than their previous generation for certain networks using INT8 for inference.
4 times faster.
And the energy efficiency ratio, EAR, a staggering 40 times that of a normal CPU.
40 times.
Meaning it does the same AI work using a tiny fraction of the power a general-purpose CPU would need. That's a game changer for large-scale AI deployment. These aren't just small steps. They're substantial leaps in domestic chip capability, mature hardware design.
That detailed breakdown really shows the hardware sophistication. But like you said, powerful hardware is only half the story.
Absolutely. The software ecosystem is equally, if not more, critical for adoption for real-world use.
And this is where Cambricon's training software platform comes in, positioned as a potential rival to NVIDIA's CUDA.
Right. CUDA, NVIDIA's proprietary platform for parallel computing on their GPUs. It's the industry standard. Its dominance is a huge barrier for any competitor.
So what's Cambricon doing differently?
What's crucial is their platform's expanded support for major Chinese AI models. We're talking DeepSeek, Alibaba's Qwen, Tencent's Hunyuan.
Not small players. These are leading LLMs from China's tech giants.
Exactly. Supporting them is strategic. It integrates Cambricon deeply within the domestic AI landscape, making it a viable option for developers who might otherwise just default to CUDA.
And performance-wise.
The company says the platform's overall performance is now comparable to those of mainstream competitors in reinforcement learning.
Reinforcement learning.
Yeah.
That's pretty cutting-edge AI.
It is. Where systems learn by trial and error, like humans, achieving comparable performance there signifies a significant maturation of their software stack. It proves it can handle demanding AI training.
That's a powerful claim, comparable to mainstream competitors.
Right.
But building a software platform to rival CUA, that's got to be a massive undertaking. Not just specs, right?
Oh, it's grueling, painstaking work, largely invisible from the outside.
Yeah, I was looking through a Chinese developer forum recently and piecing together some threads. It tells a real story of struggle and triumph. Let's imagine a young software engineer, call her Zhang Ji, graduated a few years ago, joined Cambricon software team. Her team's task, monumental challenge, make their proprietary platform a viable, maybe even preferable, alternative to CUDA.
Huge pressure.
For months, incredibly grueling. collaborating with major AI companies, trying to get massive models like Alibaba's Qwen running efficiently on Cambricon's hardware, complex code, frequent bugs, immense pressure. Everyone knew hardware without software is just expensive silicon.
Useless potential.
Wang Ji described this breakthrough moment late one night. Her team had been stuck on a stubborn performance bottleneck for weeks, slowing down LLM training. After countless failed attempts, they tried something totally unconventional, a novel approach to memory allocation.
How the working memory is managed.
Right. Implemented it, compiled, held their breath, ran the benchmarks. Not only did it work, no crash, but the results. Astounding. Training speed on their platform for a specific demanding task was now on par with, and in some key metrics, even slightly better than, NVIDIA's CEDA.
Wow. That must have felt incredible.
She wrote, the exhaustion vanished, replaced by pure thrill. It wasn't just fixing a bug, it was proving something fundamental, that a made-in-China software stack could compete, could excel at the highest level.
That's the real story behind the scenes.
Totally. Tech world focuses on CEOs, flashy hardware, but the real painstaking work of building a rival ecosystem. It happens in these late-night coding sessions by thousands of young engineers like Zhang Ji, building independence line by line, bug by bug.
Zhang Ji's experience truly captures that essence of innovation in practice. And it's not just Cambricon's own efforts. We're seeing other cutting-edge developments bolstering this ecosystem, like Power Fusion.
Power Fusion, a tensor compiler from Tsinghua University.
Exactly. Now, a tensor compiler. Think of AI models working with tensors, multidimensional data arrays.
Like complex spreadsheets?
Kind of. An AI model is a complex set of math operations on these tensors. A tensor compiler is like a super intelligent translator and optimizer, takes the high-level instructions from developers and translates them into highly optimized low-level machine code that runs incredibly fast and efficiently on specific hardware accelerators, Cambricon's MLUs, NVIDIA GPUs, etc. It's crucial. Poorly optimized code wastes the chip's power.
Got it. And Power Fusion focuses on memory.
Yes, its focus is optimizing memory performance, which is key because computation speed has far outpaced memory speed, creates that memory wall bottleneck, processors waiting for data.
So Power Fusion tackles that.
Directly, by generating high-performance code for different accelerators, including Cambricon MLU, and the results are impressive. Up to 16.91 times faster, 2.31x on average, speed up on Cambricon MLU compared to MagicMind.
MagicMind, that's Cambricon's native system.
Yes, and also compared to PyTorch, the widely used open-source framework. 16 times faster? That's huge.
It is. And this sophisticated domestic software is also cross-platform, supports NVIDIA GPUs, AMD GPUs, and Cambricon MLU with low porting costs.
More flexibility for developers, less vendor lock-in.
Exactly. Power Fusion achieves this by explicitly representing data movement patterns, fine-grained data dependence. It allows unique optimization strategies, meticulously orchestrating data flow, minimizing those memory bottlenecks. It's a foundational software piece boosting homegrown hardware efficiency.
That's a critical piece of the puzzle. So the synergy, advanced hardware like CU chips, sophisticated domestic software like Cambricon's platform and Power Fusion, it indicates a rapidly maturing indigenous tech stack. It's not just replicating foreign tech anymore. It's innovating, optimizing specifically for their ecosystem, a comprehensive strategic push using all their talent and research.
Indeed. This combination of robust hardware and optimized software really raises that important question. Beyond the numbers, what foundational capabilities is China truly building?
Right. This synergy indicates a maturing indigenous tech stack going far beyond replication. It points to a deliberate strategy. Innovate and optimize for their unique ecosystem, their national priorities, a profound shift from imitation to independent creation.
Absolutely. So it's not just Cambricon, it's a whole ecosystem at play, a powerful confluence of factors, talent cultivation, massive funding. China seems to be building this formidable foundation. What are the key elements driving this growth, especially thinking about that financial surge for chipmakers like Cambricon, the investment, the talent pipeline, the market demand?
The foundation is undoubtedly strategic national investment. China's AI strategy is overtly state-led, mission-oriented. AI is a tool of national strategic importance, economic, technological, geopolitical.
And the funding is massive.
Massive public funding. Take the $60 billion, US $8.2 billion National AI Industry Investment Fund, a central pool just for AI development, plus numerous local and provincial guidance funds targeting regional strengths.
And specific funds for semiconductors.
Yes, the big fund. The China Integrated Circuit Industry Investment Fund. Its first and second phases channeled hundreds of billions of yuan into the whole semiconductor sector. Design, manufacturing, equipment, materials, a flood of capital aimed at overcoming bottlenecks.
Beyond direct funding, tax breaks.
Substantial tax incentives for high and new technology enterprises, HNTEs. Companies meeting R&D and innovation criteria get a reduced 15% corporate tax rate versus the standard 25%.
And R&D deductions.
Generous ones. They can deduct more than 100% of their actual R&D costs. Significantly incentivizes innovation.
Wow. Any other practical support?
We even see things like compute vouchers in cities like Beijing and Chengdu. They subsidize GPU time on domestic clouds, Alibaba Cloud, Huawei Cloud. Directly lowers costs for startups, researchers needing high-performance computing.
And government buying.
Crucially, yes, government procurement mandates. State-owned enterprises, SOEs, are often instructed to integrate AI, and contracts frequently include domestic sourcing clauses to promote national champions like Cambricon. Creates a captive, yet highly demanding market for homegrown tech.
It's clear the government isn't just supporting, it's actively orchestrating this favorable environment. But none of this works without the right people. And China seems to be cultivating a truly robust domestic talent pipeline.
Absolutely essential.
2023, China solidified its status as the biggest producer of AI talent globally. Not just a slight edge, a substantial lead. Backed by institutional commitment. Over 345 universities now offer dedicated AI degrees.
A huge expansion.
Not accidental, direct result of massive investment by the state in university AI programs, funding research infrastructure, but also leading to dramatic staff recruitment expansion, bringing in top researchers.
Top universities are leaning in.
Leading ones like Tsinghua, Shanghai Jiaotong, announcing ambitious plans to further expand undergrad enrollment in AI and related fields, integrated circuits, biomedicine. Tsinghua plans a whole new college for deep integration of academia and industry in AI.
Blurring those lines.
Yeah. And it extends down to K-12, STEM initiatives, coding courses, AI textbooks, fostering interest from a young age.
This brings us to that compelling narrative, illustrating this shift in talent flow. Let's imagine that top student, Wang Hao, graduating Tsinghua's elite Yao class for computer science in 2024.
Okay.
For decades, the default path was clear. PhD at MIT or Stanford, then a top job at Google or NVIDIA in Silicon Valley. Wang Hao had those offers, the kind his predecessors dreamed of.
His parents probably pushed for the U.S.
Naturally. They came of age in a different era, urged him to go. But Wang Hao and many peers saw things differently. Looked at classmates abroad navigating visa uncertainties, the tech Cold War climate, career limitations. More importantly, he saw the explosive growth in demand at home. Massive national investments pouring into AI, the burgeoning domestic market, skyrocketing revenues of companies like Cambricon.
The calculus changed.
He realized he had a choice. Go to Silicon Valley, maybe work on a tiny feature for a mature product at a giant, or stay in China and help build the foundational tech for his country's entire nascent AI industry. The scale of challenge, potential impact, vastly different.
So he stayed.
He chose to stay. Not just patriotism, but a pragmatic choice. Where were the greatest opportunities for innovation, personal impact? For his generation, increasingly at home, not just California.
That's a critical shift, the brain drain reversing.
Experiencing a significant reversal, yes, driven not just by political tensions, but by compelling economic and professional gravity within China. Huge demand, strategic funding, chance to do groundbreaking work creates a vibrant, self-sustaining ecosystem retaining its elite talent. It shows that financial surge isn't a fluke. It's built on the nation's brightest choosing to invest careers at home.
That's a powerful illustration. Talent retention, growing appeal of domestic opportunities. And it brings us to the intense domestic demand and that remarkable academic industry collaboration.
They feed each other.
The U.S. export controls inadvertently created this artificial scarcity for U.S. chips in China, right?
Right.
Which naturally boosted demand for domestic alternatives, turning a weakness into a market driver.
Absolutely. And Made in China 2025 pushes that demand across industries.
We're seeing concrete examples. DeepSeek's massive $1.63 billion investment in GPU servers, Huawei's Cloud Matrix 384 system, big domestic spending on infrastructure.
Signals a fundamental shift in procurement.
And there's this holistic ecosystem approach. Universities and enterprises tightly linked. Continuous feedback loop, research, development, application.
National champions like Alibaba, Baidu, Tencent aren't just competing, they're working with academia.
Like Huawei partnering with top universities on AI chip research.
Yes, with those double first-class universities, Alibaba's Demo Academy, Tencent's AI Lab are increasing funding for university AI projects, even co-developing curricula to align education with industry needs.
And DeepSeek benefited from this.
Significantly, their advanced AI models benefited from direct academic contributions from Tsinghua, Peking, Zhejiang universities, tangible benefits of collaboration.
There was that observation from Rogier Creamers. Chinese companies are expected to support government goals.
Yes, expected to support the realization of development goals, reinforced by both incentives, investment, tax breaks, and the unspoken threat of regulation if they don't align. It creates this powerful, integrated system, market forces, research, state directives, all converging.
A formidable engine of innovation.
What's truly striking is the sheer breadth and depth of this national effort, far more than just throwing money. It's meticulously building an integrated, state-led ecosystem connecting policy, investment, education, industry. Creates a powerful feedback loop, positioning China for sustained growth even amidst external pressures.
This comprehensive strategy sounds incredibly effective. The results with Cambricon back that up. But even with all this momentum, this integrated ecosystem, there must be ongoing challenges, right? No journey this big is smooth.
You're right. It's important to acknowledge remaining bottlenecks, but crucially, China approaches them with proactive solutions, framing them as motivation, not insurmountable obstacles.
Like the dependence on foreign semiconductor equipment, EUV machines.
Exactly. Acknowledge dependence on EUV lithography machines and high-performance GPUs for the absolute leading edge, below 7 nanometers. EUV is essential for the smallest, most powerful chips. Without the latest EUV from ASML, China's ability to make 3-nanometer or 2-nanometer chips still lags global leaders like TSMC or Samsung.
But they don't see that as crippling.
No, it's clear, urgent motivation for accelerated domestic innovation in chip design and developing alternative tools. Surge in investment in design firms like Cambricon, Biren, but also domestic equipment makers racing to develop alternatives for lithography, etching, deposition.
And we're seeing progress. SMIC's 7-nanometer.
Tangible progress. ISMAKE, China's largest foundry, successfully producing 7-nanometer chips. Their 7-nanometer capacity is projected to double by 2026, with Huawei as a primary client, achieving 7-nanometer without EUV, using older DUV lithography with multiple patterning. That's a remarkable feat of engineering. Shows a path forward, growing capability despite restrictions.
Okay. What about the quality of AI research? Lots of papers, but maybe lower impact.
That's a point of scrutiny. China leads in volume, patents, but historically lagged in global citations compared to the US, Europe. Citations often indicate impact.
So how are they addressing that?
Counter strategy. Supporting long-term government-funded basic research projects in universities. Ambitious fields like quantum machine learning, brain-inspired AI, designed to underpin future, foundational breakthroughs, not just immediate applications, cultivating truly original, world-leading research.
So addressing gaps head-on, long-term view, pragmatic, but with this rapid expansion, especially in education, how do they ensure quality, growing so fast?
A crucial point. A challenge for any rapidly expanding system. Difficulty ensuring consistent quality when enrollment outpaces growth in experienced faculty, funding, infrastructure.
But they're tackling it.
Actively, focusing on shortening the gap between traditional curricula and cutting-edge industry developments. Through joint labs with tech companies, students and faculty work on real-world problems, get practical experience, access latest hardware.
Balancing theory and practice.
Striking that balance. Strong grounding in math, computer science, core AI principles, plus exposure to latest tech and trends, ensuring graduates are theoretically sound and practically prepared. Also actively recruiting top talent from abroad, enticing industry pros into teaching roles, infusing practical expertise.
Makes sense. Bridging that gap is key. And talent retention. We talked about Wang Hao staying, but are top people still leaving, or is the trend really reversing?
Dynamic situation. Tide is turning, but some challenges persist. U.S. was still the top work destination for top-tier AI talent in 2023. Some highly skilled Chinese researchers still relocate to Europe, Singapore, often for specific opportunities or perceived academic freedom.
But things are changing, push and pull factors.
Significantly reshaped, yes. The Trump-China initiative, U.S. visa restrictions, made the U.S. less attractive, more difficult. One expert called it a godsend for the Chinese ecosystem, inadvertently pushing talent back home.
And the pull factors within China.
Strong reverse brain drain, compelling economic and professional opportunities within China. Plus, recent tech redundancies in the West make China's industry jobs appealing. Academia, too, backed by state investment, is increasingly attractive, creates a good balance, talent retained and circulated between industry and academia.
And programs to encourage returnees.
Very active. Programs like the 1,000 Talents Plan, robust engagement with the diaspora, offering competitive grants, research funding, support to bring expertise back home.
So a complex, dynamic situation. Concerted effort to create an environment where talent stays and thrives. This all points to a very forward-thinking approach. How are they building comprehensive resilience, looking beyond immediate challenges to ensure long-term tech sovereignty?
China's approach uses deeply embedded foresight mechanisms, addressing geopolitical risks, tech bottlenecks, emphasizing indigenous controllability.
Indigenous controllability, controlling the whole stack.
That's the strategic imperative. Reducing reliance on external actors. Involves extensive scenario planning for technological decoupling, modeling, preparing for various levels of separation from Western tech,
Fueling domestic development.
accelerating domestic chip design, Byron, Cambricon, ensuring alternative hardware, developing national AI model repositories, centralized collections of pre-trained models, and large-scale cloud computing clusters totally independent of U.S. infrastructure.
Ensuring security and control even if disruptions happen.
Exactly. Data security, continuous operation, sovereign control over critical AI assets and power, plus a remarkably agile regulatory approach. Balancing control with flexibility.
Like with generative AI.
Clearly demonstrated there. The interim measures for the management of generative AI services 2023 quickly set rules, mandating training data disclosure, content watermarking, alignment with socialist core values, ensures AI aligns with national security, data privacy, and broader societal ideological goals.
And the regulation adapts.
Iterative nature. Draft rules often open for public comment, allows timely adjustments, ensuring the framework adapts with the tech. This combination foresight, domestic control, adaptable governance aims for a deeply resilient, sovereign AI ecosystem.
That level of strategic planning, adaptability, especially under pressure, it's quite remarkable, suggests a deep belief that challenges, while real, are solvable through coordinated national effort. The focus isn't just overcoming, it's strategically out-innovating, out-maneuvering through self-reliance.
Absolutely. Building that long-term technological independence.
What we've seen in this deep dive, then, is a powerful example of how intended barriers can become unexpected launch pads. Cambricon's incredible surge, born from the very restrictions meant to limit it. It's not isolated.
No, it's a symptom of something larger.
A vivid illustration of a much larger, coordinated national effort, elite universities cultivating AI talent, massive state investments, a thriving domestic market hungry for homegrown solutions. China is rapidly building a self-reliant AI ecosystem from the ground up. This isn't just about competing globally, it's about actively defining its own technological destiny, on its own terms.
Indeed. The trajectory we've explored today suggests a fundamental shift in the global AI landscape, a rebalancing of technological power. We're witnessing the strategic acceleration of indigenous capabilities.
Driven by necessity, ambition, talent.
Exactly. Driven by that blend of geopolitical necessity, national ambition, and a highly mobilized, motivated talent pool. The story of Cambricon and the broader Chinese AI sector highlights this ongoing dynamic process of adaptation and growth, where the focus is firmly on building robust, sovereign technological foundations for the future.